Here are my top 5 pros and cons of being a welder. The thing everyone wants to hear is the money. Yes, the money is great as a welder. The fact that you can make a 6-figure salary as a welder is huge. I mean, you can provide for your family, you can buy a home, you can take care of your loved ones. The money is great as a welder. However, the con to that is the long hours. In order to make this type of money as a welder, it may require long hours. It may require 6 a.m. starts, 7 a.m. starts, running to 12-hour days, running to 16-hour days. I've been on a project before where we had to stay 16 hours, or you have to stay overnight. Sometimes it's night projects. So with that money, there is a con to that. Next major pro for me is the creativity. It is really gratifying being able to look at something that you created with your own 2 hands. Go past a building that you say, hey, I was a part of that. Tell your kids, tell your wife, hey, I helped build this project, right? Now, the con to that is a lot of times you're in these tight spots. You're in confined spaces. You're in these environments where the weld may be up in the ceiling, down in the floor, underground. I've worked on projects where I've worked 10 feet below surface, and you're in that environment and you have to get that weld done. Every weld that you do will not be right in front of you, will not be on the bench like you're in welding school. Once you actually get in the field, sometime it might require that you're doing welds that's up in the ceiling, on a ladder, really low below ground, and they have to lower you in with a lanyard, keeping you attached to pull you out of a hole. These confined spaces, every weld is not going to be comfortable, and some welds may be extremely challenging. Now, my next major pro is the fact that welding is a skill set that no one can take away from you. No matter what the situation is, if you had to take time off and you couldn't work for an extended period of time, the fact that you have this skill set that no one can take away from you makes you employable at all times. It makes you employable if you choose to take 6 months off and then actually go back to work, all right? The fact that you are able to become your own entrepreneur, you have a skill set that no matter what the situation is, you can actually start from your garage because you have this skill set that no one can take away from you. Now, the next thing about that is some environments that we work in are dangerous. I've worked with guys that was missing a finger. I've worked in environments where a lot of times around you, you have that hood down, you don't know what's going on around you, right? You don't know if everyone around you is working safely. A major pro for me is the fact that you can travel, you can see the world. Unless you live in a jungle, if there's steel, if there's construction being done, trust me, there's a welder around. So the fact that you can travel anywhere and be able to pick up a job as a welder is huge for me. Now, the con to that is time away from your family. Sometimes you lose that time, and that time that you can't get back. If you have a family, if you have a loved one, little Timmy's baseball game, and you're the primary provider for your family, and you have to provide, there may be situations where you may have to spend extended time away from family because you have to travel, or because you're on a project that's running really late every night, or that you're running a job and you have to stay there to the end, or sometimes you're on a project where you do have to stay there to the end, all right? So that level of time away from your family is critical, and that is a con of being a welder. Last but not least, a major pro for me is the sense of freedom. Freedom to be able to take time off of work. Freedom to be able to say, hey, I'm gonna take 2 months off, and then I'm gonna pick up a job as a welder and go work for a different company. That sense of freedom to be able to basically almost like your own contractor, right? That you have that sense of freedom, that you can make those decisions and be able to just kind of do whatever you want to do in this field. The con for me is that we work in all environments. We work in really hot 100-degree days. We work in inclement weather, snow, sometimes rain, sometimes where you have to bundle up because You're just in this freezing cold environment, and we still have to get the job done. Those are my top 5 pros and cons of being a welder. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and see you on the next one.